Ted and I have been best friends for years. We both had stable jobs and normal lives. If you met us, you'd think we were just two regular white guys with nothing interesting to say. You'd be wrong. Ted and I were thrill seekers. I started in college when we backpacked through South America and decided to sneak into some government buildings just to see if we could. We photocopied our asses and left before anyone caught us. It was a crazy experience. We loved the risk involved, so we decided to go on more little adventures over the years. I won't tell you all the stuff we did, as a lot was illegal. But basically, we worked our 9-to-5 jobs and had a normal group of friends, but went somewhere about once a month to do something crazy. A few months back, we heard about a satanic cult on some island in Lake Michigan. They gathered every full moon and supposedly performed magic spells. It sounded like a blast. I'd always wanted to try a little black magic. It took a while to track down someone from the group. Cults were very secretive. But finally, we found this guy named Paul. Like us, he seemed totally normal on the outside. We arranged a meeting at a coffee shop, where he asked us a ton of questions to make sure we weren't narcs. Once he was convinced, he gave us all the information we needed. To join our group, you must bring real human remains, a skull and some arm or leg bones. Meet us at this location and we'll let you join. He slid us a piece of paper with the coordinates to the meeting ground. He sounded pretty legit as he described all the spells they were planning to do that month. Ted was a little dubious, but I was convinced. That week, we snuck into a cemetery outside of town. It was a small place, and it never had any visitors. We dug up a random gravesite and collected all the parts we needed. Ted did most of the digging work, so I had to open the coffin and tear off the head and limbs. I felt a bit queasy, but I plowed through. I chucked each piece out of the hole, and Ted collected everything in a duffel bag. Then I closed the coffin, and we buried it together. Just to make sure the cult would take us, we collected parts of another body too. With everything stashed in the back of Ted's truck, we drove to the meeting spot. Because it was on the lake, we passed by a bunch of really nice houses. Some very rich people lived here. We parked a bit far from where we were supposed to meet, just in case things got weird. Then Ted and I carried the duffel bag together, and we walked past one of the nicest properties on the lake. It was a spooky night, and I was a little on edge. As we got closer, I felt something brushing my shoulder. It was one of the dead arms. I let out a little silent yelp before realizing that stupid Ted had pulled out one of the arms in the bag just to mess with me. I freaked out, accidentally dropping my side of the duffel bag. All the pieces spilled onto the ground, and thankfully no one heard me scream. "What the hell, man? What? I didn't do anything." We wrestled around for a minute, but then gathered up all the pieces and continued to the meeting place.
Quick break. My new channel, Broccoli Animations, is now live. I'm posting new full-length videos there daily. Time to join me there. Link in bio.
A dozen guys were there, dressed in robes and standing around a fire. Paul was among them. He stepped forward and introduced us to the group. Then he told us to throw our offerings into the fire. Ted fished out a skull and 2 arms and chucked them in. I pulled out a couple legs and an arm, but I couldn't find the second skull. The group didn't seem to notice, though. They just seemed surprised that we actually followed through with what they were asking. I didn't realize at the time, but the rest of the body parts were back where we dropped them, next to a big house. Whatever, it didn't seem to matter. The group leader did a chant. Then we danced around for a bit. I was expecting so much more. We'd supposedly just summoned some good luck spirits or something, but I didn't feel any different. I was just starting to suspect that all of this was BS. Ted felt the same way. "You want to just head out? We can go to Denny's." "Let's wait. Give it a chance." Once Paul brought out a cooler of beers, I knew that this was BS. It was just some hangout group that needlessly needed to be morbid. I was glad, I guess we tried it, but never again. We were still on the cult's email list, but we never respond. This all happened a couple months back. Ted and I moved on to other adventures since then, and we both kind of forgot about it. Then Ted forwarded me a link to a news article. It said that real human remains were discovered next to a summer home of an extremely famous pop star. The police searched the entire property, expecting to find more. You probably read about this. The news went viral, inspiring a bunch of conspiracy theories about this pop star murdering people and disposing the bodies. And the photo next to the article shows the exact same property we accidentally dropped the extra remains. The public will continue to spread rumors, but if you're listening to this, then you know the truth. The only reason those remains were found was because Ted and I wanted to go on some crazy adventure.